This is T Spelling TV. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Today, a man was killed in Chicago trying to find his UPS truck. Now, he was making delivery, but what happened was when he looked back, around, his truck was gone. And I think that he left his keys in the truck in ignition. And that's how it all started. And he was asking questions, like asking people around the neighborhood if they see anybody that took his truck. And somebody shot him in the head. And it wasn't the person that who had took the truck that shot him in the head. It was somebody else that that was around the neighborhood that did it. That was right, no, right there when he was, was asking those questions. Um, and I believe it was somebody that person knew that who had took the truck. So um in Chicago it's a different type of ball game, it's a different type of city. They feel like you shouldn't ask questions when something going on. And what you should ask questions if something like that happens, this anybody would, you know, want to know that if somebody stole their car, their truck or whatever, whether it's a company truck or not. But what I think he should have done when you're in a dangerous city like Chicago, and how they do things there, he should have called the police, report the truck was stolen on the while he was delivering packages, and and did it that way, you know, other than asking people, because a lot of people ain't gonna say nothing if they did see it or see somebody do it or know somebody did. They ain't gonna say nothing. Um, and whoever did that to this man, they is wrong for that. Totally wrong for that. Evil. That's all it is evil. Rest in peace to him, you guys. Rest in peace to him. Um, Pray for him. Even though he's not here anymore, pray for him and his family. You could tell him and his dad had a good bond with each other. He also had 3 kids and he also had a fiance. He was he was a working hard man, worked hard for his money, worked hard to, maybe to live the way he lived or whatever, however he lived. Um, and things of that nature, you guys. His daddy was crying down with, like, oh my goodness. Like they can't believe what happened and wish nobody would, can't believe it. And when somebody would just kill their son or kill their daughter or just kill anybody that's in their family and don't have no remorse. They probably be sitting somewhere laughing. The person that who done this to this man probably sitting somewhere laughing. Cause that's how evil people are. Um, they got a $10,000 reward for somebody that who will come forward and tell who did it. And I don't think nobody is going to say anything because of the because of how they live there. Because they're gonna be scared for their life. They're gonna be scared that something gonna come out that they said this. This how this person got in trouble for this, and got caught for what they done and all of that. They're not gonna come forward. It's sad. Somebody should come forward. The person, that knows a person that know the person who done this should come forward and say, "Hey, I know the person who done this. Get him off the streets. He deserved everything that y'all give him for this. It was unacceptable. This should never happen. This man didn't deserve that. He was just doing a job. was just looking for his truck. You know, as the person stole his truck, and he left the keys in his truck. I think he was on his job for like 3 months or 3 years, one of the two. But I'm thinking it's 3 months, and that's probably why he didn't want to call the police because he knew that he left the keys in the truck when when you driving a UPS or whatever company truck or car, you always take the keys out of the ignition and bring them right with you. Okay. And I think he probably been doing that, so he didn't feel like nobody was gonna do that, because he been, he felt comfortable of doing what he usually do, as when he go doing his raps and stuff like that, he don't take the key out the ignition. You should always take the key out the ignition. If you take the key out the ignition that you're in your own vehicle, you should take out the ignition when you're doing your whatever you're doing, far as a job, a company truck or a company car, you should do the same thing, because we not living in a day of time where people is not doing anything. People are doing the most, okay? And they took his life for no reason. He didn't deserve that. Even it could have been it could have been a robbery still. He could have still got robbed, if he didn't take the key out the ignition. If he did take the key out the ignition, he still could have got robbed. And they still could have killed them or anything like that. That's a dangerous city. It's a lot of cities around the world are dangerous as well, just like Chicago. But Chicago, I think it's a little worse. But I feel like they didn't have to take that man's life like that for no reason. Come on now. What is going on in this world? Well, pray for his family, you guys. Pray for the man who passed away. And I'm going to pray for him as well. Let's get into this clip, though.
But we want to begin tonight with a family desperate for answers, offering a $10,000 reward now for information leading to the arrest of the killer who took the life of their father, who worked for UPS.
This is Michael Hunter. He was simply trying to find his car that had been stolen when he was shot and killed early Sunday morning in Auburn Gresham. NBC5's JC Navarrete is on the story in our newsroom with the family's message tonight. That family just looking for justice.
Yeah, and you heard it off the top of the show, just the grief in this family's voice. Good evening. It was a peaceful show of force today by friends and loved ones. And as one Chicago family stands together now to search for Michael Hunter's killer, they're asking witnesses to come forward and do the right thing.
They took my son. My driving partner.
Words are not enough to console one Chicago family. 36-year-old Michael Hunter was found dead from a gunshot wound to the head early Sunday morning. His body found along the 8,000 block of Hermitage Avenue in the Auburn Gresham neighborhood, an irreplaceable void left in his family's heart forever.
Michael meant everything to me. Michael was my heart, my soul. He was the provider, the protector of my household. My son is fatherless.
He was there for me. He was the father figure that I never got to enjoy.
The pain, too much for Michael's father. Wearing his son's UPS jacket, breaking down in tears. What led up to the violence is still not clear. What we do know is Hunter was looking for his stolen truck, asking potential witnesses if they'd seen anything when he was killed. He had just returned from a week on the road with his father and looking forward to spring break with his children when his life was cut short.
I don't accept this. I will not allow this to continue to happen. Michael's death will not be in vain. This is going to be my life's mission.
Michael had been driving for UPS for 3 years. His employer speaking out about the tragedy, saying, "We're saddened by the tragic incident this weekend involving our driver. Our thoughts are with his family, loved ones, and friends." And now, a $10,000 reward for information's being offered. The family telling us it's up to everyone to do the right thing and turn the killer in.
We can no longer continue to perpetuate this cycle of where we are silent while our brothers die to senseless gun violence.
Hunter leaves behind 3 children and a grieving fiance. He had just bought his family a home last year, And the truck he was looking for, I'm told, was his dream car. Stefan.
So much sadness there tonight. JC, we appreciate
That's the end of that clip, you guys. The daddy, him and the daddy, he was just with his daddy on, on the road with each other. You could tell the daddy and him had a great relationship. Like, like daddy and son should. And that fiance letting it be known, I'm gonna continue to, keep him, alive and things of that nature. Um, Whoever knows something, you guys, please come out and say that you did it. The enemy had you doing it, and all this type of. But I fail to believe that that didn't. Nobody's going to come out and say it. I don't care how much money they put up. Nobody's going to say that they know who did this and give that person up. Nobody's going to do it. It's so many crimes been not solved in Chicago. So many, so many, so many. Because people don't want to come forward. People scared for their life. People are scared for their life there. That's why they not want to say anything. Because their life will get taken. Only thing we can do is pray for him and pray for his family. That's all we can do. Put them in our prayers. Put him in our prayers. Even though he's not here with us, put him in our prayers. As well as his whole family, you guys. But on that note, your girl T Spilling is out. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and everything and more. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about this, what y'all think about this, and I'll see y'all in the next video, you guys.